Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it may be for you. My name is Ashley Walker, and I just wanted to take a moment to review the book, The Girl Who Drank the Moon. Now, this novel is so interesting. So, there are only a few novels that I've ever read that really hold my interest the entire time, and this is one of them. Okay, The Girl Who Drank the Moon by Kelly Barnhill is a modern twist on a classic fairy tale novel. So the story elevates a young girl, her mother, and an adoptive mother figure who each navigates challenges to their personhood. Within the text, the supernatural and magic use are pronounced and very important to the plot, but kept secret from Luna, the young girl, and help guide the allegorical scenes in the text. So I just wanted to read one section of the novel, and this section is really important. So this is when Luna gets her magic, and what happens is the witch is giving her power from the moon on accident. She needs to give it to her from the stars. So she feeds the baby, and we start on page 26. It says, Xan looked up at the sky, feeling the light of the moon falling across her face. Oh, dear me, she whispered. The moon had grown full without her noticing, and powerfully magic. One sip would have done it, and the baby had had, well, more than one sip. Greedy little thing. In any case, the facts of the matter were as clear as the moon sitting brightly on top of the trees. The child had become enmagicked, and there was no doubt about it. And now, things were more complicated than they had been before. Xan settled herself cross-legged on the ground and laid the sleeping child in the crook of her knee. There would be no waking her, not for hours. Xan ran her fingers through the girl's black curls. Even now, she could feel the magic pulsing under her skin, each filament insinuating itself between cells through tissues, filling up her bones. In time, she'd become unstable. Not forever, of course, but Xan remembered enough from the magicians who raised her long ago that rearing a magic baby is no easy matter. Her teachers were quick to tell her as much, and her keeper, Zosisimos, mentioned it endlessly. Infusing magic into a child is akin to putting a sword in the hand of a toddler. So much power and so little sense. Can't you see how you age me so, girl? He said, over and over. And it was true. Magical children were dangerous. She certainly couldn't leave this child with just anyone. Well, my love, she said, aren't you more troublesome by half? The baby breathed deeply through her nose. A tiny smile quivered in the center of her rosebud mouth. Xan felt her heart leap within her, and she cuddled the baby close. Luna, she said, your name will be Luna, and I will be your grandmother, and we will be a family. And just by saying so, Xan knew it was true. The words hummed in the air between them, stronger than any magic. Okay, now, this novel is a refreshing read for several reasons. First, we have a young girl as protagonist who, though she's impacted by misfortune, which I didn't give away, is not hindered or traumatized, nor is she saved by romantic love or a masculine figure. Instead, she's characterized as curious, brave, intelligent, and loved through any mistakes, problems, or complications. This leads to the second reason this novel is so impactful. The Girl Who Drank the Moon uses a modern expression of the maiden, the mother, and the crone. This trinity of ideas is often portrayed in media and mythology. In this dynamic, the novel allows each to magnify their natural abilities, and those abilities are enhanced by each other, but not directly interconnected. They still have individual paths that coexist in the overall plot. This guides me to the final reason the novel is a refreshing read. Thematically, it focuses on the perspectives of and the pursuit of rightness and truth. Each of the characters is forced to confront the impact of society on their life, and in the face of this clear and present danger, still chooses rightness, love, and truth. Okay? So this quote is from a perspective of another character who's not quite the protagonist, but still has a very major role in what's going on in the text. Okay? And it's a young man. And he is living with some sisters and learning information. And he says, the sisters often praised him during his time in the tower, complimenting his penmanship or his swiftness or his polite demeanor, but it wasn't enough. Not really. The more he learned, the more he knew what more there was to learn. There were deep pools of knowledge in the dusty volumes quietly shelved in the libraries, and Antane thirsted for all of them. But he wasn't allowed to drink. He worked hard. He did his best. He tried not to think about the books. Still, one day he returned to his room and found his bags already packed. The sisters pinned a note to his shirt and sent him home to his mother, who had high hopes, the note said, but this one has disappointed us. He never got over it. Okay, and that's actually on page 87 if you're interested when you find it in the text. Okay, which guides me to the final reason this novel is a refreshing read. Um, it's complicated, it has a lot of moving pieces, but it's interesting for any level of reader, which is why, as an English teacher, I'd recommend this novel for 6th to ninth grade students. It has dynamic characters, settings, vocabulary, and theme. And while diversity is not the primary concern of the novel, predominantly female character list allows for deviation from the modern life lessons usually used as the lens for goal oriented novels. Life lessons, the power of friendship and self exploration, while important to growing up and learning yourself, are not the only things that girls are interested in. And from reading this novel, it's easy to see why it won the 2017 Newbery Medal and received rave reviews from the New York Times. I hope that you all enjoy this book, and I hope that my review of the book helps you figure out if you want to read it or not. If you do decide to read it, please stop by, drop a comment, and let me know what you think. Have a wonderful day.